First story. I was homeschooled through the 7th grade. Nothing super religious, though my mom was a Christian, and my siblings were schooled at home because mom had a master's in education. That time was a good one. We learned well, had a good deal of one-on-one time with our teacher, and lots of time to be alone or outdoors or just whatever we wanted so long as we weren't watching TV. I remember those years quite fondly. In the 8th grade, not technically high school but I'm going with it, I was sent to an all-boys private school. It was the sort of place where you had to wear a tie every day. There was a cricket club across the street. Like Dead Poets Society without Robin Williams, we'll say. Anyway, on my first day of school I was sent through orientation, which included an audition of sorts with the choir director. The school was very small, you see, and with such a small pool of applicants, the choir director was given free rein to choose whomever he liked for boy choir, a group of about 62nd, 8th grade boys who sang ghastly chamber music and Christmas carols. As my mother was a Christian, I had sung in a number of church choirs and had a good deal of vocal training. Needless to say, the choir director loved me. He told me I had the voice of an angel. He accepted me into the choir on the spot. I was flattered, but soon realized that I was somewhat unique for more than my talent. My voice had yet to change. Remember, I was homeschooled, so I had almost no one against whom to gauge my development. I was the only 8th grader in my school who was an alto. This was more than a bit embarrassing for a boy trying to fit in an alien place. Regardless, I soldiered on through the 8th grade until sometime around Christmas break, when the choir was in full swing with the 7,000 Days of Christmas and Deck the Halls, when it was announced that for the boy choir play we would be putting on The Wizard of Oz. It only took a few moments for me to understand what was about to happen to me. The entire grade knew the cast before it was announced. For months into my first year of real school ever, I was informed I would be playing the role of Dorothy, Ruby Slippers and all. And play Dorothy I did. Ruby Slippers, pigtails, necessary homosexual implications, and 3rd grader dressed as Toto and all. In front of the entire school. You don't know embarrassment until you sing, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, to a crowded auditorium of all-male squash players. It was an unusual way to enter a new community. Of course there are many more of these stories, most involving my complete lack of social skills at the time, but this one probably had the most resonant impact. Second story. I had it pretty easy in high school until the last semester of 12th grade. During my final semester I took a comp sci class. We were working with VB and I was bored and having a miserable time. The teacher didn't have a clue what he was teaching and was constantly have to refer to books during lessons. We'd do a module a day, and those of us who finished early would get extra work. We ended up being graded twice as much as other students. It was absolutely bizarre. To make matters worse, he seemed to have a serious hate on for me. Always calling on me for answers, grading me poorly, and in general just being rude to me. What I know now, that I didn't know then, is that he had beef with another teacher in the school who was a long-time friend of my father's. And what better way to channel your anger than take it out on some kid, right? I ended up missing 3 classes one week because I was incredibly ill. The only time I had missed class in all of high school. Despite having a doctor's note, I was removed from the class. He told the principal that I couldn't catch up at this point and thus couldn't finish. Being removed from the class meant I wouldn't get the 4 credits. I needed 2 more to graduate. This meant I wasn't going to be finishing high school that June and would have to attend summer school. I can't begin to explain how upset I was. So upset I decided I need to take revenge. I know, 2 wrongs don't make a right, but I was an angry 17-year-old and I was pissed. By a bizarre series of events, I found myself with a lengthy list of passwords for a variety of websites and vacation photos, all from the personal computer of said teacher. The password doc listed email services, affiliate accounts, instant messaging accounts, etc. The vacation photos included lewd, though not naked, photos of his wife/girlfriend. I blanked out the usernames in the password document and blurred the face in the photo, then printed them out. I slipped them into lockers. Left them in the cafeterias. Put them in the bathrooms. And left a copy of each on his desk. Nobody else would understand what it meant. But he sure would. For the rest of the semester he was on sick leave, and we had a substitute, who was more than happy to allow me in her class. I graduated. I still don't know what happened with him or the little situation.